guys, it's Coach Nick Gloff with Team Camp Jansen, and today we're going to go through some deadlift variations, some common mistakes, some ways to fix those mistakes, things to look for that are going to lead you down a different path that will get you looking for some common errors to address outside of your training itself, maybe some preparatory movements, things like that. Open up your range, be able to do them, and some just basic cues so you to get started and do this right the first time through. Okay? So, starting off the first one being a sumo deadlift. Most common issue with this is, that I see at least, people don't treat this as a true sumo deadlift. They treat it as a wide stance conventional deadlift. So you commonly see somebody put their feet out wide, still hip hinge over, and try to pick up the bar like this. That's not a sumo deadlift. That's a wide stance conventional deadlift. If you're trying to do either conventional deadlift, a variation thereof, or a sumo, they're two different things. The mechanics, the leverages are different for a reason. So you want to use the leverages that are going to be most advantageous for the movement you're doing at the time, not mix both of them together and creating a hodgepodge of both of the worst sides of both of them and make it harder on yourself for no good reason. Okay? So, first things first, you want to set yourself into a wide enough stance that you can get yourself down to the bar into the bottom position so your hands can touch with your knees sitting roughly over your ankle. Have your feet too close like this, you're defeating the purpose. If you try to stand it up like this, you're gonna have to hinge yourself forward, and then as you stand it up, you're gonna be working around your knees as they're trying to pull forward on you. This is a problem. You have your feet turned out and wide enough so that you can get down, have your knees out of the way, and if your legs are turned out enough, as they should, when you stand it all the way up, your knees don't contact the bar, they don't touch it, they're not even in the way. Now, second thing, once you set your position and you find a comfortable spot for your feet to go, you set up from the top down. You set up for a sumo, one of the biggest problems that you come into is setting your feet. The next thing you do is just nonchalantly bend over, put your hands on the bar and try to figure out how you're gonna get it up, okay? Start from there. You're already going to miss the hip position you need to be in to stand upright to get the leverage to pull it off the ground. Sumo, of all the deadlift variations, is the hardest to get started from the floor. Because it's the hardest to get started from the floor, you start from here and you're not tight, you're not braced, you don't have any power already, you try to figure out how you're going to weasel yourself into position from here, you already lost the battle. And if there's any sort of decent amount of weight on the bar for you, however much you can do, if it's a reasonable amount, you're gonna get stuck on the ground, it's gonna go nowhere, okay? Set your feet wide enough so that you can get your knees over the ankle in the bottom. As you're coming down, you wanna think about trying to pull your feet into each other through the heels. So I'm trying to actively think, I'm using my adductors, the inside of my leg, to try and draw my heels together as if I'm trying to do this. Like I'm standing up in the middle, trying to squeeze all of these wood blocks into each other, like I'm trying to pull them all together. Now, through here, pull in, and then drop down, keeping your glutes tight and under you, chest proud, but not tall. You don't want to be pulling like this. Never arching like this. Pack at the ribs, keep them locked, quarter crunch the abs, lock the glutes together. Now, as a solid unit from the top down, rib cage packed, big breath in, lock, pelvis underneath you, knees out, come down to the bar. Now all of this all together is one solid unit. None of this from your neck to your waist changes. From here, all you wanna have happen is once you put your hands on the bar, as you stand it up, your legs are basically doing a leg extension from a wide stance. You don't want this to resemble a deadlift. If it resembles a deadlift, you're gonna hinge it. You should be upright enough that when you come down, get set, I'm already tall. Grip into the bar, press the knees out away from each other, stand yourself up tall, up. Notice as I'm not doing this, or this. There's no need for any deadlift variation for you to hyperextend at your lower back to finish a range of motion. Once the hip comes to the central position, that's it. So, run through all the cues one more time real quick. Feet underneath the bar so that when you come down, your knees are over the ankles. Get down as low as you can. Keep your chest proud. Lock your abs down. Big breath in. Grab the bar within the shoulder width. You don't want to grab out wide. You grab in too close, you're going to end up curling. Directly underneath the shoulder, the grip. Chest proud. The more control you have from the start to the finish of every rep, the easier the next one is going to be. Last thing you want to do, especially for hypertrophy purposes, is pick it up, drop it into the ground, try to reinitiate, pick it up, drop it into the ground again. It's not useful, it's not doing you anything. Once you get the bar up, keep the tension, touch, bring it back up. Touch, bring it back up. Okay? Now, for all the deadlift variations, sumo is going to be the one that's going to be the most commonly locked out of by your ability to access through mobility the position. So, things to look out for. As you're coming down into your position, you look from the side, the knee sitting over the bar or over in front of the foot, that's a problem. That is going to likely be a mobility issue, mobility that you need to take care of outside of the exercise itself so that you can come back to it and do it better the next time.